Hey, welcome everyone. Carm Capriotto, the Aftermarket Weekly Show, where every couple of weeks we get a chance to do a shop tour. We're in our 162nd week. Oh, Mack Akram is here. Hello, Mack. How are you?
Hello there. I'm doing great. How you doing?
I am super duper. Thank you for coming on and doing this. I can't wait to dig into your world, your what's going on at your place out in Chandler, Arizona, Mack's Complete Auto Repair. And he told me
Thank you
he's
for
only,
hosting me.
yeah, it's like 5 years. That's it.
Yeah, I started in 2018 legally as a shop owner.
But you have
Um,
been at it for a long, long time. And listen, I
yeah,
want to encourage everyone on our network. Kim and Brian Walker from the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast interviewed this guy in a very long and lengthy, wonderful episode in their podcast number 37. Please listen to Mac's story of coming over from Baghdad when you were a teenager, that war-torn country and all that stuff, and immigrating to the U.S. I love the immigration stories. Of course, I think, third-generation Italian immigrant. Yeah, that's how we all got here somehow, right?
absolutely. It's the country of opportunities.
It sure is.
It's
Well,
the
look,
land.
can't wait to dig into some really neat and exciting some things, but I want to tell you that we're coming to you live on tape from the Dorman OE Fix studio. Thank you, Dorman. Knuckles. We all know are important connection points between the wheel and the vehicle suspension, connecting hubs, bearings, calipers, struts, and control arms. Steering and suspension knuckles often need replacement after collisions, curb strikes, or rust-related issues, and bearings can simply wear out, often after 75,000 miles. Unfortunately, when it comes time to replace a knuckle or a press-in bearing, there's often rust. That can result in hours of labor that require a shop press and risks potentially damaging the knuckle or backing plate. Dorman has created a time-saving solution with their loaded knuckles. These knuckles are complete assemblies that are tech-preferred. They are an easy bolt-on solution for difficult bearing and knuckle replacements that save significant time and money for you and your customer. An OE Fix is a Dorman repair solution you can't get from the original equipment manufacturer, and it means they found a situation where they believe the OEM wasn't giving repair professionals what they wanted, so we fixed it. Everything Dorman does is centered around providing customer value, both in the quality of products and the creativity of solutions. Our engineers and designers, well, they go out of their way to save repair technicians time and save vehicle owners money. Replacing rear-wheel bearings on some Toyota trucks can be extremely frustrating. The bearing housing often becomes damaged when the old bearing is pressed out or when the new bearing is pressed in. Not only that, but a shop press may or may not be available. To assist with jobs like this, Dorman has developed a 90-plus minute time-saving solution with their OE Fix pre-assembled axles. These bolt-on solutions eliminate the uncertainty of performing this basic repair with all of the major components such as the axle, bearing, backing plate, bolts, and seals already assembled and ready to install right out of the box. Want to learn more about Dorman's innovations? Well, visit dormanproducts.com/tour. I love some of the innovative products that they come up with. So how cool is that?
Comes in pretty handy, yes.
Yeah, it does. Well, okay, Mac, let's jump in this thing. Are you addicted to working on cars?
Yes, I am actually. I get very bored every now and then getting stuck right here in the front office, so I have to go in back and get my hands a little dirty, and the guys start yelling at me or making fun of me actually every time the phone rings and go, "Hey, the phone rang." So I cannot
Or
complete
do
that
they just
job.
stand there and they say, get out?
Pretty much, yeah. I tend to make more mess right now in the back than I actually do any good.
I'm
Yeah.
recently talking to a bunch of people that said just for our stress relief. No, I'm sorry. It was on Matt Fonzolo's podcast when Matt Skundrich was on, and he's doing all these programming diagnostics all day. And he goes, I just want to do a set of tires just to get it out of my system.
Just to grab that hammer, boom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because so much. And think about being a shop owner. Of course, you are. You just are so involved in every other aspect of the business, not from once you started as a loop tech years ago, but now the brainiac side, the leadership side of the business is it's like I want to go home and cut my lawn. I just want to do something physical, right?
Definitely so, man. It gets caught up to you, you know. I mean, I love that challenge. I love new challenges and a new thing and new level and new step to learn and keep it up. But I'll tell you, man, every now and then I like to get back in there. For example, I got a BMW as my personal car. I'm making a project out of it, making a little quick, slick. And, you know, I put it on the lift, I grab the press or stuff. I get my hands dirty, you know, I got to. I itch if I don't. I itch if I don't. Yeah.
I love it. Hey, look, I know one thing that you're passionate about, and so is what I do to advance the aftermarket, the whole professionalism side. I've been talking so much about professionalism of late, and I know that you could just be right there step by step with me on this. What do we have to do as an industry to bring our level of professionalism up to the consumer? Now, I know your customers look at you in a completely different light than a lot of other people from outside the industry. What can we do to take one person over the line?
You know, it's simple in my opinion anyways. I always say, hey, or my vision when I started this my own business is let's raise the standards. You know, our industry is looked at so dirty, so not trustworthy. Very few, well, it's getting better, thank God, you know, but
Mm-hmm.
you can only trust few shops, you know, and I hear this all the time. And a lot of it has to do with, you know what, let's take a step back, look at the big picture, listen to the customer, understand what he's really after, and trust his needs first, and then go after everything else. One, that's number one in my opinion. Number two is make your shop look clean, man. It's just this is a high tech industry today, so why not make it look like one when you walk into it, right? I mean, our people walk into our shop, and I'm blessed, you know, I'm not bragging really. I love what I did right here. It was always in my vision to have glass transparency, customer can see and look through what's his car getting worked on. My floors are white epoxy, and you walk in there and it's sometimes it looks like as good as a dental office, to be honest. So I think those little things matter, man. Keeping your base clean, keeping your tools organized properly, your floors clean, your waiting area. And then you go the extra mile when it comes to customer service and helping your customer by just listening to your customer. Take an extra 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You know, my guys tell me, hey, man, you talk too much. I'm like, take a sec. Let's listen to this guy. You know, he came in, he goes, Mac, my goal with this vehicle here is I wanted to pass this 3 months only. I'm literally waiting. I placed an order for a new vehicle. It's 3 months out, but I cannot drive it with whatever the problem is. I'm like, all right, man, cool. So here is what's wrong. Here is to address it for your 3 months, for example. But really, the right way to do it is this. And just give him the option, advise him what the right way was, and give him the option and just let him
Yeah,
choose. I think that's what we got to do. We just be a little more communication. Just
yeah, I get it. Address the fact that I only believe that 20% of the entire industry is doing digital vehicle inspections, doing a thorough job in evaluating the customer's vehicle for, as you say, they keep it 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, whatever excuse they want to bring in to tell you how long I'm going to keep the vehicle. And you says, listen, I can make this thing run 250,000 miles if you want. Trust me, I can do that.
no, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, why aren't we embracing this as a super professionalism tool for our customer?
You know, it's DVI is a huge change to the industry, you know, in my opinion. And I think many shop owners agree with this. One of the good things I do, we offer, well, part of our services anyways, my technicians literally take a good 30 to 40 minutes going through the vehicle. You know, I have pictures, I have videos, I pull up some educational videos on what's going on, right? And then here's how a wheel bearing really work. I mean, I can only do so much and explaining things to you, but there is these animation videos you can attach to the repair order, to the inspection. And it's like a 40-second video. Take a
Yeah.
look at it. It gives you an idea about, okay, well, my suspension system is just the struts. No, no, no. There is a ball joint. There's a control arm. There's sway bar links, multiple components. Today, your strut is shot. but your control arm is at, 30% tolerance. So we're going to beat it up another 5 to 10,000 miles, and then we'll keep an eye on it, and if it required turned more into 40, 50, then we'll attack it. One
Sure.
of my huge philosophies right here with my customers is drop off a vehicle. We're doing a major repair. We just got wrapped up with a 2014 Wrangler, and we had to do like cylinder head gaskets. It had a burnt valve. But before I went ahead and I just focused on this, I said, look, Mr. Customer, I'm going to go ahead and give it a multi-point inspection complete. I want you to see what else your vehicle may require in the near future, or even today, like marked as red, right? And then I'll present you with estimates. And really, whether you're spending $100 or $10,000 in it, I want to know what you're putting your money into. You want to know what you're putting your money into, and make an educated decision. So it's really as simple as that, in my opinion. It takes extra effort from the tech to be patient and spend that extra 5 minutes taking photos and, making comments and write that description. And people love it, man. People love it right here. I mean, I can have you ask any of our customers the details and all of that. And I think that's what it takes, to raise the bar, raise your standards. It's no more, okay, diagnostic performs, check engine light is on, need a water pump. What did you do? You did more than that.
So what do you tell a friend, that a fellow shop owner, he says, hey, are you doing DVIs? He goes, no, my guys won't do them. What do you tell them?
You're missing out big time. It's not all about money, man. It's about the passion to the industry, a passion to your job. I mean, I guess you cannot teach passion, it has to come within, I think. But if your technician, or you as a shop owner, or anybody in any career for that sake, if you're not passionate about what you do, you're never going to do it right.
Well, Mac, have we failed to explain to our people, since they're using it as their excuse as to why they can't do it, the value this ends up ultimately for the client? And without that intimacy and trust, no like and trust thing going on, so that they see what we're doing for them, we may not have a business here over time. We may be atrophying over years, and we're going to kind of go away. And so this is not, well, I never thought of this analogy, but this could be an antibiotic. This could be a topical to put on a festering wound. I'm getting a little crazy off the edge here, but something that says this is an ointment for the future of our business.
100%, man. 100%. Like I said, they got to buy into it. They got to understand why I'm taking this extra minute to take this photo. Think of it like you're fixing your mom's car, your wife's, your daughter's. Do you want to put your heart into it? In other words, it's one thing if you're in it just for the money, that's wrong, but my guys and I'm blessed, like I said, with my team. Take pride in what you do, man. Take a pride in what you do. Take a photo, show that customer. I let my customers talk to my technicians if they have to, ask them, chit chat with them. Sometimes Tony gets pretty technical and kind of exceeds my limits sometimes. I'm like, here, talk to Tony. If a customer wants to listen to it, I'm like, hey, Tony, you mind? Let's talk to Mr. Martin right here, and just talk to, and they love it, man. They love it. I think, yes. If a technician doesn't buy into this, then I don't know if he has his heart into it. I get it where it gets a little bit more of a time consuming, because it is, but the payout on the long term for two things. First, your reputation as a tech, your integrity, your transparency, you feel good about it. You did your job from all corners anyways, and deliver that message to the customer. And then building a customer for life, man. This customer can never question you again. And if he wants to, I'll be happy to. Come here, I'll show you. I tell you why you pay $300 for a diagnosis. Let's go.
I love it.
Bring it up to them.
Thank you for all of this. Do me a favor. Put yourself inside the business. Look into those bays for me. What do you see that you got to do next? Is it training? Is it equipment? Is it redesign? Is it redeploy? Is it getting lean? What do you got to do in there to take it to another level?
In my particular scenario, what I'm looking for is I'm looking into getting more into the ADAS as well, adding that to the shop. However, that does require a little bit of real estate room, and I only have 3,500 square feet right here altogether, wall to wall. So if I had to improve, that, and I want to improve that along with, an alignment machine. Really, I don't have one because I cannot fit one. So that's as far as my particular shop go. The next one, when it comes from a technician standpoint, and even me, training, man, training. Cannot emphasize it enough. I have once a month at least. I get like Diagnose Nation or one of these high-tech instructors, put a
Yeah,
live
yeah.
call in the shop. Let's get hands-on scope, whether
Beautiful.
it's a scope, whether it's engine performance, just a lot. You got to stay up to date, you got to stay up to date, and that what sets you
So
apart.
you're investing in training for your guys, a certain requirement that you feel they need to have in order to stay at the top of their game?
In today's industry, I'm pretty sure you're aware of this. You have to stay up to date, period. Otherwise you'll be outdated.
Yeah.
And then it'll be too hard to catch up. And then you're playing to catch up. Then my philosophy is I want to be ahead of the curve at least one step. I don't want to be 10 miles. Well, I wish, but I don't want to be 10 miles ahead of the curve. Just one step ahead of the curve, looking at what's going on out of the factory line or the assembly line, and then just stay in loop and learning all the new philosophies that the engineerings are coming for. One, two, really to better serve your customer. It's one thing when you bring in, I mean, we get quite a bit cars, to be honest, from different shops around here that they hit the wall, dead end, couldn't figure out. Or sometimes I get customers to pull them out of the dealership because they've been staying right there for 2-3 weeks and they don't even have an answer for them. They give you that general answer where you're going to need the whole transmission, you're going to need the whole engine, you're going to need the complete AC kit. Well, there are times where you do this, but again, serving the customer by having the top-notch knowledge and equipment, that's really another point of it. So kind of both. As far as requirements, yeah, they got to stay up to date, man. They have to.
Training, the right tools, and the professionalism. I'm so happy we talked about all this stuff now. We've done some shows recently on dressing for success, and I see you have a really nice polo collared type shirt going here. I'm against you see your logo, yeah. I'm against the T-shirt. I'm against blue on blue because I think it looks dirty. It looks like traditional old, dirty kind of job. How do you dress your guys?
I have, I'll tell you what, on the long run, I want to have them wear a white shirt.
Oh, wow. I
I
love
do.
it. In the
And I
lab
do.
coat. The computer and the lab coat guy, right?
I want them to wear a white shirt, but we do a lot of heavy engine and they're like, no, 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 no. Well, right now, I mean, we got a uniform, we have black and gray. I don't know if you
Nice.
see some of my photos on
Well, we hope
social
to see
media or
that. Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, they wear black and gray and pants or shorts, steel toe, of course, safety glasses. But that's how they dress it. They got our logo right here, their name, I think, on the other side.
Nice.
Yeah,
Does
that's
the
it. Pretty
does the
simple.
counter have a different shirt or a different uniform than the guys in the base?
So yes, and again, my business is small still. It's in the growing stages. So I'm the one in the front, but this is the counter wears.
Got it.
That's what,
Okay.
yeah,
Got it.
that's what the
Yeah.
guys in the
Nice.
front. And I
Yeah.
got multiple colors,
Sure.
just to change it up a little bit, kind of like a golf style thing.
I got it. Nice. Hey, one of the reason that our listener is here with us, or our viewer, is to see the tour. We have a really cool 4-minute tour of your place. And again, the whole glass thing. I mean, we should bring this picture up real quick here. There it is. And you're going to narrate this, right?
Sure.
And we just want to make sure that there's no sound on this, Trace. Let me see. Yeah, it is turned off. So you narrate this, and that's one of the other reasons you're here. We talked a little business. We talked some of your passion, and now we're going to get a chance to look inside of Mack's Complete Auto Repair in Chandler, Arizona.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Here we go. Let me see. Here it is. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So that's the front of our shop. That's how you walk to it.
Got it.
We're at the corner of Chandler Boulevard and 56th Street in Chandler. Yeah.
Thank you for Brian Walker taking these videos for us.
Yeah.
I just love glass. I mean, I think glass just dresses up a place so much, especially that openness.
Yeah. It's yeah, more light, more glass. I don't know how to translate this, but refreshing to me.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the waiting room right there. We got a little TV out there for entertainment. I don't have a lot of waiters in our shop, but if they need to, they wait. Here is the first glass they get to see through the shop as you're waiting. Here is Ahmed. Some of the certifications. That's me and Kim chit-chatting. See, that's what I wear.
Yeah,
Here's
nice.
our office. That's where the, me and the customer sit down and hash things out. batteries, beverages, water,
Very nice.
yeah, Perrier, all of that stuff, tea, coffee.
See,
Yeah,
are those just business cards?
yes,
Ah,
yes. Those are
okay.
for just, I have a very small, it's right here actually, my card holder was done to me by one of my customers actually. She did this.
Oh, look at that.
She made it for us out
Oh,
of
I see how
scratch,
that works.
you know.
Look at that.
So I
Oh,
put
that's
my
cool.
cards over here. The downside is it can only take few cards. So I leave the rest right there.
That's okay. I get it. All right, let's go back. That is cool. Thank you. Having business cards out in the beverage area, I think is a great, great idea. Here we go. Nice restroom right there. That's just for the customer, right?
Yeah, we only have one restroom in the shop, but we keep it
Okay.
pretty clean.
Well, now we're seeing the white floors you talked about.
Yeah. So there you go. That's where the action happens right here. Here's our key box. Here is our whiteboard, seat covers, and all of that stuff. Here's our lunchroom, microwave, fridge.
Was this a shop before you moved into it, or
It
did you
was not.
modify this? Okay.
It was not. It was not. It was a golf batting area. They not golf. I'm sorry. Softball or baseball
Softball batting?
batting. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. Okay.
yeah. But the kitchen was already there.
Okay. So you've got room for how many vehicles in here, Matt?
So I have 4 lifts,
Okay.
2 10-pounds and 2 12,000 pounds. So 4 working. And then we got, at the end of the day, that's my father. He sits around and chills.
How nice.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we can fit about, 10 cars inside when we lock it up, but technically 4 working areas.
So the whole thing of the clean, the white, the beautiful floors, you believe that you can charge what you charge and be a premium supplier because of your professionalism.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, there is no reason why not. Man, it's a high-tech industry.
Yeah.
There is a lot of time in this. There is a lot of effort. We're fixing engineering mess-ups, the way I like to put it.
I heard you say that on their show, and I wrote that down when I was listening to that. We fix engineering problems. That's brilliant. That's great. I love it.
Yeah, here's a little Zamboni right there.
Yeah,
Clean
you
the
got a
floors with.
scrubber.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's our compressor room right there.
Do you have any outdoor bays?
I don't have any outdoor bays, no. Everything is indoor. We're doing a little rebuilds for a couple of classics, but that's where we keep our oils right there, coolant.
Mm-hmm.
That's the new stuff. We use old Valvoline right there, and then they used next to it. Yeah, you see, we try to keep it pretty clean. And summer right here in Arizona gets up to 120 or whatever. Our shop actually have a 5-ton AC system in there, so that roll-up door right there gets shut.
Got it.
And it's 75 degrees inside the shop all year round.
Oh, look at here.
Yep, that's our neighbor right here. He does some build outs from the ground up.
Is that right? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not a repairer. He's a restorer.
Yeah, they're more of a restorations. Yeah, well, they start from the ground up. So chassis, airbag lines, all of that stuff.
Wow. Well, that was, for a 5-year business, you've been in the industry for how many years, Matt?
10 years. 10 years. I've been wrenching professionally for 10 years. You've heard the story. I started as a quick lube, at Toyota, and worked my way up from there. Some of the instructors I went to Mesa Community College to study a little bit of it. And then my instructor, Nate Wynn, got me into Toyota. He used to be a master tech right there. And I started right there right around 2013, I want to say. A couple of years over there, and then some independents, some fleet areas, shops or companies. And finally took off on my own. I was fed up with the untrustworthy stuff that happens between service advisors and technicians, the downside to it. So, I just decided to take a different approach to the industry.
I'm going to show the rest of the world. I'm going to show them how it's done.
Lead by example, man. Lead by example.
Well, great, beautiful business, clean. You are the epiphany. No, that's not the right word. The antithesis of professionalism. I appreciate that, and it's always great to have someone who wants to change the industry. One car, one customer at a time.
We do our best, man. We do our best. You got to believe in it to go in it. You got to do it with heart. Money is important, making profit is important, but really that get that message across, how good am I delivering that, change the view of it.
And the really neat thing about Mack here is, we met Mack at the Institute Summit, which means he has a coaching company being in business for a very short amount of time. When did you hire your coach? You've been in business 5 years. Was it a few years ago or just recent?
It started with Cecil Bullard in 2020.
Okay.
Yes, 2020.
Wow. So you weren't in business, but more than a couple of years, and realized that you could use the support and the discipline and the guidance and the mentoring and the coaching that you can get from a coaching company.
100%, man. 100%. I did it. I mean, I started as a technician, so I had a technician mentality, and I learned, of course, the hard way. And I'm sure multiple shop owners do it the same way. Yeah. Sold yourself cheap, your services cheap, and being the best cheap guy. So
the best cheap guy.
Yeah. So soon enough, you realize that's burning you, and that's what really happened. And I got to find a way. This has got to be done better than this. So yeah, that's when I got in touch with Cecil Bullard and took off.
There's a lot of guys saying I'm the cheap best guy, and they need to wake up and realize they need to be the greatest, most expensive guy. And they don't think they can do it because they'll lose all their customers, but that's not how it is. You may find a brand new set of customers. It'll take time to get there, but you will.
Definitely so, man. I tell my customers up front, I don't sugarcoat things right here, right? And I tell them that as well, literally like this. I'm like, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If your car is a piece of crap, I'm going to let you know. If it's good, I'm going to let you know. If it's worth keeping, I'm going to let you know. Now, I don't make these decisions for you, but I'm going to tell you the integrity of it overall. And the other thing, I'm going to be like, look, up front, right here, you're paying a good 15% over my surroundings. And I said, our labor rate is higher than the dealership. So, but you get this whole service, this whole transparency, this whole trust where and sure enough, and you can call and ask my customers, man, I tell them all. Next time you come into my shop, Mac, here's what I'm having. Let me know. Done deal.
I so enjoy this. We have to have you back on the show in the future. Mack, Akram, Mack's Complete Auto Repair, Chandler, Arizona. Beautiful place. Congrats to this great professional business and for being so passionate about advancing our aftermarket.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm very glad that we were able to do this finally, and I'm happy to be here.